How's it going, everybody? It's Triple L again, back with another video, and today we are going to be doing a rebuild of the Indianapolis Colts. After the huge trade yesterday between the Eagles and Colts, sending Carson Wentz to the Colts for a third and second or possibly first round pick, we're going to see if he can take us to the Super Bowl. So drop an elbow on the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and let's get into it. Alright, so because Wentz will be playing 75% of our snaps, we will send the first round pick instead of the second over to the Eagles. And then over in free agency, we're going to take a look at some of the players here available. We do need a number one receiver, so we're going to extend an offer to Kenny Golladay, also bring back Mo Cox, and then also fill a few positions of need here at defensive end and linebacker. So let's take a look at the guys that we've extended contracts to. All right, we're here, and it looks like we are going to have our fifth-year option for Quentin Nelson, so obviously we'll pick that up. He's one of our best players. We also need to recoup our third-round pick, so we're going to trade Jack Doyle and clear up a little bit of cap space and get a third-round pick. We're also going to move up to the 10th pick overall. I have a specific player in mind that I would really like to add to this team as another weapon, so we'll see if he's available here in the 2021 NFL Draft. So we missed out on our guy. We also didn't get a couple of other players in free agency that we wanted. So we're going to pick up Carlos Basham Jr. to fill in a hole at defensive end. So he is 76 overall, hidden development, 23 years old, ranked number 12 in true value. So he'll be a solid player for us. So will Rondell Moore. We're going to pick him up with our second pick. He also has hidden development trait, 71 overall, 21 years old, wide receiver. And with our third pick, we were looking at other players to pick up, and I ended up deciding on a tight end. We needed a backup tight end, so we're going to pick up Charlie Collar. Let's take a look at our draft recap. We were able to get a few decent players along with some other guys to fill in depth. So at the beginning of our four-year rebuild, starting into year number one, we are going to take a look to see what the team looks like after free agency and the draft. Obviously, QB1 is going to be Carson Wentz. We also have some pretty solid players on our offensive line and a couple of superstars there with Taylor and Golladay. Behind Golladay, it's a little bit of a logjam, so we'll see which receiver comes out to be receiver two. We have a pretty solid defensive line. Olivier Vernon will be starting with DeForest Buckner. We also have a really good linebacking core, so a pretty solid defense overall, solid offense. Let's get into year number one and see how we do. Midway through the year, we are 4-4, so exactly 500. We're going to try to re-sign Darius Leonard. We need to bring him back to the team, so we'll send him a contract. We're also going to extend a contract to Braden Smith. They're going to be two of the players we bring back to the team. And at the end of year number one, we finished 7-9. We have a 49ers-Browns Super Bowl. Taking a look at the MVP awards, we don't see Wentz on here. He didn't make top 10 for the MVP. Looking at AFC Offensive Player of the Year, though, he does place number 8, so a little bit of a bounce back year for Carson Wentz. Obviously, last season was by far his worst year as a pro for many reasons. But taking a look over at his stats, pretty solid year for him. He actually gets back to form. He has 3,800 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, so actually pretty close to what he usually does. Let's look to some players in free agency. We're going to try to bring in Orlando Brown. Also, Jair Alexander, Auden Tate. So we didn't get the contract with Brown, but we did get Jair Alexander. Definitely a big pickup. We'll also extend an offer to Jason Kelsey. We were able to get Tate and Kelsey, so definitely two big pickups for our offense. At this point, we're just really trying to shore up the team with our pickup of Auden Tate and then DeAndre Galloway. We're really just trying to add to the offensive weapons we have. We also are going to add Barlow, 67 overall hidden development guard. So we're just trying to shore up the team overall. We were able to get a backup running back. We did lose Nyheim Hines, but we also were able to get some depth. So pretty solid offseason overall for us. Let's take a look at the lineup going into year number two. Still some solid players. We have Carson Wentz up to a 74 overall. Taylor's up to 83. And then we are also going to move our center over to right guard. Taking a look at the defense, we still have a pretty solid defense overall. Basham is up to a 79 overall. So, pretty solid team. Let's see how we finish in year 2. All right, midway through the season, we're actually having a pretty good year, 5-2. So this is a very solid season for us. We are going to send some contracts out, bring back Quentin Nelson. We're also going to send a contract over to Okereke. And at the end of year number 2, we do make the playoffs, 11-5 in the wild card round, not the divisional round, in the wild card round against the Jets. Carson Wentz stats. Let's see, he's got 3,900 yards, 36 touchdowns, 13 picks. Pretty solid year for him. He also skunks the Eagles 18-0, so he gets revenge on his former team. And now it is time for the 2022 playoffs. We have a big matchup against Zach Wilson and the Jets. Let's get into it. All right, so we are going to see if the sim can take us to the promised land. Jets with an early lead, 7-0, 14-0. If they get another score here, it's going to be a little bit out of hand, but all right, so we do get a touchdown, and they answer back, still down 14. They get another score, 24-7. So we're gonna hop in here and see what we can do. Maybe we can lead a comeback. Oh, big catch from Moali Cox gets us down to the 44-yard line. Oh, that was a bad ball. Oh, he gets it. That was a huge catch. He's wide open. Are you serious? How does he even drop that? I just don't understand Madden sometimes. How does a player like that drop that pass? All right,
and his name is John C.
That is part of the reason why I do not like playing on all Madden. If you notice the defensive end or the defensive back on that last play, they were not even anywhere close to looking at the ball. Just as soon as you throw it, they just magically turn around. So that's EA for you. We're going to try to drive down the field again and see if we can get a touchdown. This game is really out of hand, but we'll see if we can maybe make a miracle happen. All right, so we get a few catches here. Galladay gets open on the last one. Let's see if we can get it in the end zone. Hey, would you look at that? All right, we get up on the board again. All right, 38-15. We're just trying to preserve a little bit of our pride at this point, so we'll see if we can get another score just to make it respectable. Oh, way to try to catch that one. All right, 4th and 8. If we don't get it here, the game's already over, but if we don't get it here, obviously we're just going to skip through to the rest of the game, and that one's a duck.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
All right, so I feel about the same as Frank Reich after that game. I feel a little bit dirty, but Zach Wilson, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns. Looking over to the MVP stats, Carson Wentz finishes actually top 10, so bouncing back a little bit, coming back to form for Wentz. We're going to try to make some signings here and bring back Willis, and he does come back. Well, we're able to pick him up. Not really much money in free agency, so nothing to see there. We're going to add some depth to defensive end with John Mann. Also in our 2nd round pick, we are going to pick up another cornerback, a slot cornerback, Nathan Townsell. We're in sort of a weird position like we were last year. We don't really have a lot of glaring positions of need. So we're going to bring in another tight end. I really don't necessarily like Moali Cox all that much. So we're going to ride with Kohler and Bentley. This is what the team looks like after the draft. We were able to get some solid defensive ends, a solid cornerback, solid tight end. Hopefully they develop pretty quick for us so we can get a little bit of production out of them. So that is the draft. Let's take a look at what the team looks like after our second year and second off season. Wentz is still at a 74 overall. Taylor is up to an 86. Offensive line still pretty solid. Malik Hawks is our starting tight end for now, but we may make some changes there. Looking at the defense, there's really no bad positions besides from maybe strong safety. And looking at right end, we are going to actually make a trade. I'm not sold on man, so since
Ladies
we're
and
contenders,
gentlemen,
we're going to bring in Von Miller.
We got him.
So since we had depth at tight end, this is what the team looks like. We were able to move on from Malik Cox and a few other players, and we have a really solid defensive line now. So that year did not go as I expected it to. Wentz really got the turnover bug again, 26 interceptions, and we just absolutely sucked. So we're going to bring back some of our better players here. Kenny Moore will bump the salary up just a little bit just to make him want to come back. And he doesn't. Sweet. All right, let's see if Taylor wants to come back. Okay. Let's see if Brown wants to come back. All right. So we're bringing back some of these guys. So it's not necessarily too bad. We don't have a ton of cap space, but as long as we're able to bring the good players back, we're only going to help our chances out of getting back to the playoffs. So since Kenny Moore wants to be difficult, he's going to get the tag, and we're going to forego free agency one more time. I really like the team as it stands. I'm okay with just bringing in some players through trade in the draft. So let's get over to the draft, and we are here at pick number 2. We pick up John Billups, 74 overall, strong safety, 21 years old, and in typical Madden fashion, he is a top 10 player in the draft, but does not have a dev trait. With our second pick, we're going to pick up Darrell McLaughlin, 75 overall, hidden development, defensive end. Since we lost Von Miller, he retired. We are going to bring in this guy. He looks pretty solid. Don't question me. I'm not getting rid of Wentz. We just have a couple of big brain moves on the way. This is what our draft looks like after it is over. We are able to get some solid players and also get some depth. So in that big brain move I was talking about, we are going to move Hutchinson to the Green Bay Packers for Smith. We are able to get another defensive end. Obviously, he's listed at left outside linebacker. We're going to move him over to defensive end. So this is what the team looks like going into our final year of this rebuild. Offense still looks pretty similar. So does the defense, but Okereke is at superstar development. We have a really, really good linebacking core. Solid defensive line. We should be a contender again this year, so let's see how our final year goes.
Oh, hello there.
Hey, it's in the game. We got a magic floating phone. Midway through our last year, we were sitting there towards the middle of our division. Wentz 1,800 yards, 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Not necessarily the greatest year ever, but not a bad year either. Would like the interceptions to be a little bit lower. And we would like our offense to be a little bit higher as well. Defense isn't too bad, so we really need the offense to pick it up. We got fingers crossed for the rest of the season. Hopefully we can make a comeback and make the playoffs for our final year.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Hey, I'll take it. We get a big win over the Titans in Week 17, and we were able to sneak into the playoffs. It's kind of a common thing with Carson Wentz. We got into the playoffs in 2019. With a late stretch towards the end of the season. So he's got just under 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 15 picks, and 62% completion percentage. So still sort of the same. Not necessarily great, but not bad either. Our offense was still towards the bottom half of the league, but the defense definitely picked it up. So the defense is really carrying this team. All right, it's time for the wild card playoffs. Let's go to Nashville. So let's see if we can beat the Titans 2 weeks in a row. We start off with a touchdown. Yeah, we'll see if we can expand upon our lead. They get the ball back, they score. We get another touchdown, 14-3. They get a touchdown again, 14-10. And they do take the lead going into the fourth quarter. We tie it up. They get another touchdown, and we answer back with a touchdown. So tie ball game, 2.5 minutes to go. And they get another field goal, so under 2 minutes to go. We are down 3 points. Let's see if we can get this game-winning drive. Hey, big catch from Galladay down to the 43-yard line. And we're gonna hit him out of the backfield here and get a couple yards. We're going to take another one out of the backfield. Pretty easy dump off. I'm going to send Tate on the slant here. Hopefully he comes open. And there he is, wide open. Down to the 40, the 30, the 20, 15-yard line, out of bounds with under 50 seconds to go. Oh, get in the end zone, Kohler. Down at the 1-yard line, so let's see if we can punch it in with Taylor. Touchdown, Colts! We take the lead with 22 seconds to go. Wentz was able to lead us down on that drive for the game-winning touchdown. Let's make sure we seal it here. Prevent defense. We're going to back up a little bit, and oh, that pass doesn't have a chance. All right, last play of the game. 2 seconds to go, 4th and 10, and they're on their 23-yard line. This would take another Music City miracle to pull this one off. All right, let's win this one, boys. And Darius Leonard screaming off the edge, forces the incompletion. Big win against the Tennessee Titans. We win 31-27. Carson Wentz, 335 yards, just under 72% completion percentage. Big win. Carson Wentz's first playoff win. Let's move on to Pittsburgh. At the end of the first quarter, we got a tied ball game, 7-7. And let's see, Pittsburgh does get a field goal, and we're answering back with a touchdown. We take the 14-10 lead. Let's see if we can get another touchdown here and expand our lead. And we do get a field goal, and they answer right back. We're going to bring the ball here down the field, 2 minutes to go. Let's see if we can get another game-winning drive, make it 2 for 2. Hey, we got a nice hole there, and we'll take the flag. Wait a second, I could have sworn that was going to be face mask. So he definitely screws us over. So it's 1st and 20. With under 2 minutes to go, we are way back there. So we're going to dump it off. He just gets around him. So we're at the 38-yard line. We're able to pick up 9 off of the screen. All we got to do is we just got to get into field goal range. That's all we need. We get a nice catch from Galladay. Gets us about 1 yard away from the first down. I'm thinking maybe Taylor out of the backfield. Color could be open, but if they're sitting down... Nope. Oh, what a nice catch for Moore. I'm thinking Kohler again if it opens up on that right side. If not, we may not have anywhere to go.
Why are you running?
Take off.
Why are you running?
Slide!
Please, no! 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 No!
Stupid.
When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
I I cannot believe that.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
It's a pretty ridiculous way to end the game, but we should have known better than running with Wentz. It's when he always gets into trouble, but not too bad of a game from him. Aside from the fumble, we needed that one more touchdown to get the win, but we just came up short. Not too bad of a rebuild. Wentz was able to get his first playoff win. And I appreciate you guys checking out the video. It really means a lot to me. So if you could like, comment, subscribe, I'll continue to work on pushing out more quality content, and we will see you on the next one.